Ben, welcome to BizTalk. That's my great pleasure to have you with me today. How are you?
I'm very good, Matt. It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
The pleasure is mine. So let's give a little bit of background.
So yeah, I was an engineer for about the first 8 years of my career. I studied mechanical engineering. So for people who don't know, this means definitely not software, code-based. I was looking at sort of metal things and hydraulic fluids. But along the way, I learned bits and pieces of tech as we've moved from petrol-based vehicles into electric vehicles. And I was lucky enough to design some of the world's most special vehicles over that sort of 8 year period and see that transition from mechanical to electric vehicles. I then moved into management consultancy, something I never thought I would do early in my career. But I really enjoyed it. I moved over and joined Ford Motor Company, so still within the manufacturing and automotive sector, but I got to automate a lot of the processes and workflows that we sort of grow to hate when we're in engineering and positions within large OEMs. And it was really exciting. We trained a young team to write code, automate workflows, and then got offered the opportunity to move to Ford Smart Mobility, which is their sector related to sort of electric bikes, e-scooters, ride-hailing services, and help strategize, do some of the acquisitions, and launch internally in Ford Motor Company some of these solutions. It's where I met my co-founder. We came up with the joke that the best commute is no commute, and an Uber helicopter is probably not the most environmentally sustainable way that we can go in and out of our cities from the future. And actually, we then separated from here. We went separate ways. I went to BP as a tech director. He went to Frost & Sullivan doing M&A research and consulting. And my co-founder grew a hate of traveling around Europe, working from Starbucks and McDonald's, having important meetings. And he came to me with this idea that we could build a really distributed network of highly flexible, highly affordable workspaces to serve the modern professional who wants the freedom and ability to work from anywhere and to be able to do that with other people and not in isolation.
That's great. I mean, and after the pandemic came probably, huh?
And then the pandemic came, and before it was the digital nomad, the freelancer, the founder, the brave person who'd taken that leap in life to do something alternative. We always thought the world would go in this direction. It's too hard to watch a freelancer getting paid, probably more than you're being paid living in Bali, joining their meetings and being on the beach. And we thought it would always move in this direction. But yeah, coronavirus definitely accelerated a trend of remote working for sure.
Absolutely. So let's start talking about your venture more in details if you want.
So yeah, as I said, Othership is a membership for people who want that freedom to work another way. And for us, that means providing members with access to free and unique workspaces, currently up and down the UK, but will be across the whole of the world as we continue to expand over the next few years. And we also provide them with access to events, so they can grow as a business, they can learn, they can share ideas with each other and connect across our membership base. And we provide them an online environment where they can chat, share learnings, post up jobs, and take the social benefits of being like-minded people who have different areas of expertise and knowledge and can help each other on achieving their goals.
I presume you are online, offline. Can we discuss a bit more how you run the two sides of business?
Yeah, exactly. So this is actually where we're very unique within our position. There are people who have sort of booking sites that you can find somewhere to work from. Okay, most of them don't have free workspace. That is a bit different from our side. But what we do really see is the value is we want to connect people, whether you're connecting with your teammates and it's a team in an enterprise, or whether as a freelancer, founder, or individual, you want to have co-workers to work with, so you're not in isolation. Our idea is to connect you together, both online and in real life, through our workspaces that we provide to our members. And that's really important because you can't co-work alone. There's a bit in that says co at the beginning, and that suggests it's a collaborative activity that needs some other people in there.
I mean, you're managing some working space, and I do this. I mean, how differentiate yourself from WeWork, for example?
So yeah, if we have a little look, I think you said Uber Max, maybe you mean WeWork, possibly, in the sense. So yeah, it's how we're very differentiated. So you can have a look. Here's one of the workspaces that we're
Nice.
partnered with at the moment. And you'll see it doesn't look like your sort of average WeWork, that I would say it's more Pizza Express and MDF style. We go for very hand-picked, curated, beautiful spaces to work from to inspire you for the day. And the one I'm in today is actually free. You can come in here, you grab a free coffee, use the Wi-Fi plug-in, and off you go. And that is very, very unlike a WeWork. We do work with spaces that are WeWorks and other types of co-working spaces. The one I'm in today is just an example of a free workspace. For our paid workspaces, you can use these as well, and they're serviced offices, flexible offices. But instead of taking a monthly pass, we break it into a day or an hour. So it's much more suitable for people's flexible working lifestyle to use as and when they need. And then we discount it very heavily than if you went direct as well.
So your members, they benefit from workshops, all the other events you are organizing, right? Daily, monthly, weekly, whatever it is. How do you engage them? How do you bring them to be part of your community? How do you build your community? Because engagement in community is almost everything.
Okay, so we're very lucky that we've built all of our community pretty organically over time. Now that happens, I guess, one, that I use the service and the whole team use the service day in, day out. We don't sit there in an ivory tower coming up with concepts. We sit in our workspaces. We talk to the people who use our workspaces, and we drive all of our product definition around our customer. We don't drive for the best business value in terms of monthly revenues and things like this. We drive for our consumers, so that we build loyal customers, loyal members who can trust us, that we have their back, we have their interests at heart. And it turns out if you do this, it's a lot easier to organically build a community through word of mouth, through sharing, through referrals. We provide really good quality content to people as well. So if you search in Google and you find us as a result, we're actually the right result for what you're looking for. And this takes some good research and making sure that we're not there to sell. We're there to help and support our members. And that in turn returns us with loyal members who want to use Othership and be a member.
So what's the value proposition? Why people become your members?
Yeah, it's a really good one. And why someone becomes a member and why someone stays a member are two different things for us. So people become a member because they generally come across the idea or the concept that we're able to provide them with a network of high quality workspaces that are flexible for them to use as and when they want, which no one else is doing. Everyone else wants to charge you some credit system or a monthly membership or something like this, whereas we're happy to provide you good quality free workspaces for next to nothing. The reason people stay is because of the community aspect or the membership aspect. You very quickly start realizing, oh my God, I just learned in one of these workshops how to do something that I was about to pay my accountant £2,000 to do, so I'm not going to do this. Or I'm a larger enterprise and I was just able to recruit 2 really good freelancers through the personalized suggestions and recommendations we're able to make within the community. On the data set that we're able to have. So they realize their value, you know, if it's costing £14,000 to recruit 2 people in a general basis, and now just through our environment, you're able to do this on £10 a month membership, it's a huge saving. So it's the partnerships and the collaborations, whether it's recruitment, whether it's advice, whether it's support, that is provided through that interconnectivity that provides so much additional value, that suddenly the membership fee and the workspace is sort of secondary. That's your base need covered, but we're able to achieve so much more than this.
In terms of workshops, events, are you the one who's going to organize all of them, or the members can do themselves?
Really good question. So today we do organize them and curate all of them. In the future, we will not be doing this. We will have ones that are organized and curated by us, but we're very much excited and looking forward to being able to open our platform to our members and all our workspace partners and partners we have like Seed Legals, Eurostar, accountancy firms to be able to come and provide those events for free for our members to come and learn from them. And that's the important bit. It's got to be free events by specialists who provide real informative content.
Thank you. I mean, you are fundraising now.
We are, yes.
So how much are you fundraising now? And how is going to use this funding for the next stage, which I presume you want to grow now?
Yeah, so we're raising a fund at the moment up to 2.5 million that will allow us to not only continue our expansion where we have coverage over the UK today already, but we want to make sure that we are the most known brand in our space. We're doing something that is very new. So it's getting people to learn that this service exists in the first place is very important. So some of that fundraising will go towards making sure that we grow the awareness through marketing across the UK. And we have a larger venue acquisition pipeline as well for the UK. So we're around 400 venues in the UK today, and we want to push this up to around 1,000 venues across the UK. We also potentially will look at the 2.5 million breaking out of the UK. I'm not going to talk too much publicly on exactly where we want to go. But we have a slightly different idea on where we want to go to some other people in the market. We like to try and serve our community well. So we want to go where the nomads, the creative, where the influential community of freelancers, founders, digital nomads would like to go. So you can imagine places like London, New York, Silicon Valley, and I will keep some of the other ones quiet.
Of course, but let's say you get 2.5 million. What's going to be your strategy to scale your business to the next level?
So we have a very repeatable. Okay, we have a very repeatable cost of customer acquisition to lifetime value as a business. That's the advantage of running for 3 years already. So it's just turning up the dial on what we already do. We already use multi-channels, so we will turn this up. In terms of acquiring more venues, we will attend some large hospitality events that we haven't done in the past. We've just invested in our tech so that we can now sign up an unlimited number of venues really in a day, whereas before we had a sort of big bottleneck around the venues where they were being manually built. But now we've moved away from this on our tech stack. So really, it's just scaling what we already do today. Nothing hugely challenging on this point. Going to new countries will be slightly harder because, yes, we might need to find out that in a new market, a certain tone of voice may be different or certain keywording may be different. But the actual process of doing it and the mechanism is just repeating and turning up what we already do.
I mean, you more than moving from country to country, you will move from one big city to another big city. I suppose you will go to London, New York, Berlin, and lifestyle is pretty similar.
Yeah, it's a really good question, this one actually. Whether we do each mega city or you take a country, we have some strategic views on this, on where we would go. We expanded out across the UK outside of London. I think, as you alluded to with coronavirus and COVID-19, a lot of people have migrated some of their living patterns on where they are, especially sort of professionals who are deciding to have families. And yes, they can work from home, but that's very isolating. And it's quite nice to be able to go out and connect with other people and have a drink on a Thursday evening after work in a beautiful space. And so I don't think it will all be in megacities. We will have a density in megacities for sure. But there's a lot to be said, and it's very accessible through our business model to put everybody in the UK or 90% of the UK within 5 minutes walk of a free workspace, and it's very achievable.
I mean, you just mentioned how your business model works, and what's the value for the venues to give you the place for free?
Yeah, so for the venues, it's experiential marketing for them. The thing that we've proven very good at being able to do at Othership is to make sure that members do come into the venues. And this I don't talk about publicly on how we do this. The idea seems so simple on the front of it, but how you actually be the one who makes sure that everybody in that building is from you and not from a competitor or someone else is a very different question. What we offer the venues is footfall for customers who come in, who experience their place. Sometimes they will sit here and have lunch. Maybe they will do a business meeting one day and hire the meeting room. Maybe they refer it to a friend. And we're able to bring this sort of halo effect of a busy venue of cool people from a creative community, a tech background, who want to experience your space and build a vibe and a buzz around your space, as well as spending some additional cash while they're in your venue.
And what about the business model? How does it work?
So the business model is built off a membership. We don't take any commissions off any of our partner perks, off any events that we run, off our workspaces. All we do is for our members, we try to give them very tailored recommended suggestions on people who they should connect with, on businesses that would fit for what they want to do for their fundraising or accounting or whatever they're working on. And we pick high quality workspaces for them that they convert, and they get perks like free coffees, discounts on food and drink, prices off a day pass or a meeting room booking. And all of that is passed on to our member.
I mean, we've been talking about the business model. Now, you started in 2018, yeah? And you are based in London. And this is something very helpful, not only for investors, but also for the other funds maybe is going to watch this video. How do you experience the almost a year and a half COVID? And what did you learn from COVID? How did you pivot, if you pivot?
Yeah, that's for us, it was a huge impact. We'd started off being a booking platform as a business. And so when all the spaces closed, fundamentally, there was no business there. So we really had to have a harsh look in COVID. We'd done a fundraise. We were due to run out in June. We made our memberships free in March. So we had sort of 3 months runway and no revenue coming in the door and no appetite for anyone to invest in anything that was to do with an office space or hospitality. Yeah, everyone had no idea when this would end. Yes, they started to believe very quickly that the future was flexible, something that I was sort of accused of being slightly mad for maybe 10 years of my life before Othership was born. And in the first year of running Othership, people just didn't believe me that the world wouldn't go to an office 5 days a week in the future. 1 in 100 people believed me. And then suddenly during coronavirus, everybody believed me. They just didn't know when they were going to be allowed back out their house, and it wasn't going to be the sofa or their home office. What we did was really good, actually. It was an odd one, because I think for me, while some people felt the pressure and crumbled, for me, it was like the pressure had been lifted. I suddenly, as a founder, had a business that should die. I've got 3 months runway, no revenue, and no idea of what's going to happen in the future. It was like every stress I ever had about the company was gone. And it meant that we could be productive. And I said to the team, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have a look at where the value in our business is. And we've talked about this for a long time, that we are not a booking platform. We're a platform that allows people to connect together in real life and online. We just don't provide the online part yet today. What we have done is got about 50 people who are in a WhatsApp group all like chatting to each other and stuff like this that happened organically. And all these people who were meeting up at these events every week organically. And I said, look, we know the value's here. We've not been brave enough to pivot in this direction before. Now's the time to do it. And we looked at it. We made our membership completely free. And we tested every idea we could have on how we connect our members together online and allow them to keep sharing information, keep growing as a business, keep supporting each other through that environment, and even co-working together virtually and just not in a physical workspace. We did this for about 2 months, and then we spoke to all our members and said, look, this is what we want to do. We want to give the option for people who are using the online side of the business, opportunities to pay, and for people who don't want the online side of the business, they can keep not paying. What do you think we should pay? Do you think we should do this? We had a big, large number of members say, yeah, go for it, go do it. This is what we're happy to pay. So we turned our revenue streams back on, and it was enough, not to cover all of our spend, but it was enough to survive from when we were meant to run out in June all the way till February in 2021. And we closed a very large investment round at the start of 2021.
That's great. And pivoting anyway, yes, pivoting and going through this very challenging time, it's in a very great way how to test who you are. If you are strong enough to be an entrepreneur or not. I mean, so many startups died during the last year and a half, 2 years, which is sad. But the ones who survived, they got stronger, because you can only survive if your mental stage is, if you're mentally so strong to go through and challenging everything. And this is what you've done a great job. So it means something to you. It means you're a good entrepreneur for sure.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm super proud of the team as well. It took a lot of belief in them and me as a founder to trust me. You know, that we shouldn't just all go on furlough or go off and do whatever for this month. So I was like, no, this is an opportunity for us to go and build everything we wanted to do that we were too busy to do before. And I'm super proud of the team that they came on that journey. And we, yeah, it really taught me the value of having a super team and a high performing team, and how much that's built around culture internally. And you know, that culture isn't just work really hard, it's like have fun, have each other's back, we're here to support each other. Like, it was a really powerful sort of show, I think, to lots of people and what we could do as a group.
Team matters. Teams is everything. So you need to have a very big team back here, otherwise there is nothing you can do alone.
Agreed. We like to say at Othership that this is one of the cool things when you become a member, especially for the people who are the more individuals, the freelancers and the founders. Yes, we have teams that use the service as well, but for our core audience who joined us originally, the freelancer and the founder, it's cool. You join Othership and suddenly there's 2,000 other team members who are here to help you, that you can rant at when your bank is annoying you or something as well. And you know, these are super important when you have that more isolated work lifestyle.
Working from home is not exactly your best partner, right? So because people stay home, they don't come to place like yours. So where do you see this trend going?
So for us, as I think I maybe said before in our discussion, is that we're a lifestyle business. Yeah, this is what people sort of have wrong about this hyper flexible solution. Okay, WeWork is an office space. Absolutely. For people. Yeah, companies take it. People go there 5 days a week. It's a fixed building. They can't put them everywhere. For anyone who's in the UK, if you want to go to Cornwall and go surfing, you're not going to find a WeWork to go and co-work from for the week while you're down there. It's just it's not going to happen. Yeah. They might try and encourage you to California, but that's also slightly unrealistic if you're going down on a Friday afternoon and then you've got a quick meeting you need to jump in on. So we're very much a lifestyle business. We're an add-on. Whether it's your home office, whether it's a co-working space, whether it's a dedicated office from your business, this is your office for most people. Yeah. Our core audience, freelancers, founders in the beginning, we do use this as an office, a permanent office, but this was never the trajectory. It's for all of these people who have this office wherever it is, but you don't want to be there 5 days a week for whatever reason, because you've got meetings in town, you need to go get your hair cut on a Thursday, you are working from home for these 2 days and you're with your kids and we have a space of childcare available to you. It's the way to escape your office. It's a way to escape that home environment or whatever it is and have something that's a bit more stimulating, a bit more creative, and fits your work lifestyle, and you can do whatever you want in your life around your work. And that's really important. And that's why we're priced accordingly. Yeah. You wouldn't price an office at £10 a month. Yeah. But you price a lifestyle service at this.
I mean, what's your vision? I mean, you're an entrepreneur, so before anything else, you have a vision for your startup.
My vision in the future is very much that, you know, someone who maybe is a corporate who's suddenly going to CES, a big consumer electronic show, yeah, and they've booked in to go to the show. It's in a city they've never been in before. And suddenly they're going to not only have access to our community, but we're going to say, hey, this is who you should meet while you're at CES, because they're directly relevant to what you're trying to achieve as a business goal that we know about you today as a member of us. And not only should you meet them, probably go meet them here, because this is a workspace you will like and they will like. You both have a slot free at 12 o'clock. They would like a flat white. Do you want to send a message saying, hey, Gavin, let's meet at 12 o'clock at CES. I'll grab you a coffee at this workspace, book in now. This is where we want to get to in the future.
I do like the mix of working in a lifestyle way. Okay, it's different because you don't feel you're working, which is absolutely brilliant.
I'm so glad you say that, Max. Yeah, we look at a vision of like, we want everyone to be happy to go to work. And I think when you embrace this mix, for a lot of people, maybe not everyone in this world, but for a lot of people, it's so liberating on how much you can enjoy your work.
I mean, yeah, you're leveraging flexibility in working and enjoy your time and your way to live your life in a very good way. That's a good mix. And I mean, going to office is boring. There is nothing to do. I mean, you can enjoy doing the most beautiful job in life. You're still in office, sitting 8 hours per day is not that great. There is, I don't know.
Exactly. The only thing people miss really about the office maybe is their second screen. There's some people like their second screen, and the social aspect. Yeah, people miss being able to have that drink on Thursday night or Friday night after work. They miss their friend who they used to chat to at work, and that just shows that work is a slightly social environment, and combining your work and your life and your social aspect is fine, but you shouldn't have to be constrained to that location or those four walls or the people who they chose to employ in that building. I
agree. I mean, let's close with what's your message to anyone who wants to invest in your venture? What they should invest in your venture and how they can exit one day?
So the reason why people should invest in our venture as an actual investment, because you think most people are investing not through pure altruism, but because they want to make a return. Well, what I say to these people is the fact that we have a massive growing burgeoning market that we can all see in people who want to work flexibly, and a company that I believe we're the only company who is appreciative of combining together the social aspect of work and the physical environment that you need to be in to do that, means that we are building something that has a continuous momentum that is becoming unstoppable as we move forward. And this is why we have the most usage in the UK, even without the most funding, by miles nowadays after 3 years of running. And that's very exciting for us. It's a real knowledge on how to build something. And I always say the art in doing something is the how. Anyone can look at an idea and think this is a good idea. It's how you execute that makes the difference. And our execution has driven our usage, and that is our proof that we have something that is working. In terms of an exit, there's always the opportunity to go up to an IPO, and that's something that really excites me as a founder and an entrepreneur to look at. But obviously along the way as well, you have hospitality services companies, real estate services companies, large co-working players like WeWork, who will want access to a hyper-flexible market and access to drive that traffic and audience to their venues. There's been a lot of movement in this space post-COVID, and it's only going to continue. I'm pretty sure we can all agree in the next 10 years that's not the only thing through climate change or running out of fossil fuels or all of this that is going to change our commuting habit and say, why did we spend an hour a day on average, or an hour a day each way on average, to just go to this building that someone had to pay for that no one wanted to be in. It's crazy.
I agree. I mean, I was talking yesterday, commuting is the best way to waste your time. Full stop. But I mean, sometimes you have to go to office, absolutely. I do believe so as well. But it's a good mix of everything together that works for me. I wish you to IPO, as I wish you to all the entrepreneurs, because I do believe the most exciting experience you can have in your life as an entrepreneur. If someone is offering 10 times, 20, 30 times a bid, maybe think about it.
Yes, yes. I always have a rule in life from an Indian economist, actually, who I studied a lot of lectures from just listening on YouTube. He used to publish his lectures, and I really enjoyed his lectures. As someone who came from an engineering background, it's a good, accessible way to knowledge. And he used to talk about valuations a lot. And every founder, every investor, we like valuations. And I liked what he used to say, which is and we know this concept, yeah, there is always a price that is the right price to buy or sell something, and that is the true way from, I think, to do business. For me, I will never sell to someone who will diverge too away from our accessibility. This is very important. I would hate to see Othership be like £1,000 a month membership, and then I will cry and someone destroyed our vision. But yeah.
As I say, I mean, you never know what's going to happen during the life of your business, but it's a good attitude to see not only why your users, but also why your buyers who are selling your company fund they are going to sell. But also when you get on board new investors, make sure you get the right one. A wrong investor can kill your company. There's nothing to do. You need to be always, I said to any funders, do your due diligence on investors as they do on you, right? So you need to make sure you have the right one, especially when you're early, as you are. When you go up, the very big venture capital funds, they are so well known that it's not needed, not at all. But when you start early and you have some unknown person inside or company, it make your homework, because you need to have the right people. As you say, they are not going to diverge your model.
Yeah.
You can buy. Ben, thank you very much for your time. It's been a very great pleasure having you with me today, and I wish you all the best for your fundraising and the success of your company.
Thank you so much, Max. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to working further with EquityMatch. So thank you.
Pleasure's mine. Have a good day. Thank you.